Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. And today we are going to do a deep dive into Model Context Protocol. We will talk about architecture, authorization, and implementation fundamental. First, we will show you how the MCP works and how can we use it. And then we will go into the details, technical details. So how it works is I will show you with this example that I have this ServiceNow instance. And in this ServiceNow instance, there is this is the incident table. And as you can see, there are multiple incidents assigned to multiple people, and I have 6 incidents assigned to me. Now I want Claude, my AI agent, to get me these details. So I don't want to log into ServiceNow, and I want to just get that information directly from Claude. For that, what I've done, I've created an MCP server because Claude desktop, so this Claude desktop doesn't have access to ServiceNow instance directly. So for that, what I've done, I've created this MCP server, and this is a simple file, one Python file. That's it. It is using fast MCP API to create the MCP server, as you can see over here, and it is running. So right now it is currently running. It is checking all this information. Okay, so as you can see, it is still running. Now I have configured it. So to configure it, you have to follow the same method. I can show you over here how to do it. For Claude, it is a little different, but if you want to connect it to VS Code, you have to click on these tools, and here you can click on this and then select the HTTP server event, what type of MCP server you have. So there are two types. One is Command Studio and other is HTTP server. And how can you define it? You should just provide that information over here, that what type of server that you, okay? Then it will show that your a server is running on, yeah, over here. So it is providing a streamable HTTP and this thing. And once you go over there, so let's just show you back. An incident MCP server. And here you see, I've just provided that this is the name of the incident, this is the URL where it is running, and this is the type. Okay. Now let me see how it works. And same thing is connected in Claude as well. So for Claude, you will see it in the connectors, there is an incident MCP. So can you tell me how many incidents do I have? It needs your username or email ID. So I'm going to provide my email ID because Claude may not have it. So let's just see what it does. As you can see, it is checking the count by state. It is providing my email ID. And here you can see it provided the count. But I want, can you provide more details about them? Okay. So I want to know, it just provided me the count. I wanted to know more about them. So there are multiple tools associated with it. And as you can see, now it is providing me what was the incident about, when it was opened, when it was last updated, and priority and everything of all the 5 incidents which are in open state. Okay. So now how it got connected, because again, it used the MCP connector that is available over here. Now, if I'll show you, so there is a little difference in how you use it. So you have to provide, just to show you. Yeah. So if you are using a Claude desktop, then you have to provide the MCP server in this format. I'm still using the HTTP localhost 8000 MCP, but the format that you have to use is command is this, and argument MCP remote, and this is your local host. Okay. So even if your MCP is running on your local server, you will still be able to connect it. Okay. Now this is all about the demo. When if you'll do this implementation in ServiceNow, and when you will notice that there are multiple calls are happening between multiple message exchanges are happening between different client and server. So we need to understand that what is happening if we want to debug those servers. Okay, so let's deep dive into it. So we will talk about MCP. So let's just come over here. So we will talk about MCP overview, all the primitive components of the MCP, and MCP lifecycle, authorization, and the demo we have already seen. Okay, so now we'll talk about the different components which are present within MCP. So the 3 main components which are considered in MCP are MCP host, MCP client, and MCP server. As you can see in this diagram over here, that MCP host is ServiceNow prod which contains which hosts multiple ServiceNow clients. Okay, so then host can be Claude, VS Code, or ServiceNow Prod in our example. Then what is client? Client can be, we can consider it as an instance which is initiating the MCP servers. So in ServiceNow case, an AI agent can be considered as MCP clients. Okay, so if we consider that this prod instance has two MCP clients, which is a risk AI agent and another is incident AI agent. Okay, so we will talk about incident AI agent. Now, suppose this incident AI agent is connected to three MCP servers. Okay, so this is what we are talking about. So when the people call about MCP server, so they are talking about only this part. There are other parts as well. Okay, which I just explained. Now, incident AI agent is connected to three MCP servers. Now, these MCP servers are nothing but, we can call it, tools for an agent. So for our example that we showed earlier, now for Claude, incident MCP was just a tool, because now when I asked it to provide me like an incident assigned to me, it used a tool to gather that information and then provided me that information. And similarly, this incident agent, if suppose a new incident comes which is related to Microsoft VDI issue, Microsoft MS VDI issue, then it can use this tool to get a search document or get document, and then it can resolve this Microsoft VDI issue using this tool. Okay, so when we are adding MCP servers, we are basically increasing the capability of our AI agent. Okay, now there is a web search. Suppose the VDI issue is not resolved using the search documentation because it may have some server issue or something. So the AI agent can also do a web search using Perplexity Search MCP server. And when it does the web search, it found that okay, it is related to memory of the server. It was too big, I mean too full, and that's why the VDI was having slowness. Okay, and third one is suppose your CMDB in dev is more updated, so it is also connected to your CMDB in dev, and so web search it can also find that this server is connected to this application or whatever. Okay, so you can just understand. But so each MCP server has multiple tools associated with them. And so the grouping of tools is basically the MCP server. And MCP server provide context or acts as a tool for AI agent. Okay. Now, if it wants to suppose get an HR case related to certain, it can use ServiceNow Dev MCP server to get the HR case, this incident AI agent. So now these are the different components of the MCP architecture. Okay. So if you have any questions, please comment in the chat below, and I will get back to you with my utmost sincerity. Okay. Next, we will talk about the MCP lifecycle. So how these components are talking and exchanging messages with each other. Okay. And this is very important. For that, that's why I wanted to keep it very simple. That's why what I did, I kept it. I used a very simple example, and we will use that example of a user, which is me, and and a mother's MCP server, okay, and a chef AI agent. So suppose I created a chef AI agent, okay, and this chef AI agent has only one tool, which is called mother's MCP server, okay. So I will just make it bigger over here. Yeah, so it has only one tool, which is mother's MCP server. So as soon as I connect, so you saw that first in the Python in the demo earlier, when I when I ran the Python, I had to configure it in Claude, and that configuration part is what is happening over here. So before AI agent can know, I mean, can use mother's MCP server, it needs it. AI agent needs MCP server to be connected to the AI agent. Okay, so we will say that Chef AI agent is built on Claude. Okay, so we had to connect MCP server in the chef in the Claude. Now for that, once we connected, we said that mother's MCP server is running on 1010 port. Okay. So Chef AI agent, what it will do, it will first say, okay, I am Chef AI agent. It will provide its info and say, what are the capabilities that you have? This is my capability that you can provide me notification. You can add it notifications and all. So there are multiple client like capabilities that it can advertise, and the same. So it will send this information to mother's MCP server. Now mother's MCP server, what it will say, okay, I am mother. It will provide its own identity with the capabilities that And this is called initialization or capability like exchange. So, and here negotiating capabilities. So this is the important phase, and this happens like when you connect an MCP server. So it will say, I am mother's MCP server and I have recipes. And so my capabilities are tools. It can also have other capabilities like prompts or resources, all those things. We will not go into detail about them because then the video will become very big. But there are multiple types of capabilities, and we'll talk about the only tool capability. And so once it says, the Claude Chef AI said, oh, okay, yeah, this is a nice MCP server. And it says, okay, so we are connected. It just sends that notification that, yeah, we are connected. Now, what it will do, it will immediately send that, okay, what recipes do you have? You said that you have tools. So, or if you have prompts, or if you have resources. So there are other capabilities, which are server capabilities. Okay, so we need to understand this is a client. Okay, and this is a server, MCP server. So prompts, resources, and third one is tools that we are talking about right now. So it says, what tools do you have? It says, I have a pasta recipe and I have a biryani recipe. So my tool that I can provide an authentic mother's pasta recipe and biryani recipe. It says, okay, that's fine. So now the MCP server is registered over here, and here MCP server tools are registered over here. So tool registry, and then here server registry. Both have happened. Okay. Now, so now AI Chef agent knows about this. This has happened before any user has said anything or anything. It is just when they are connected. Now, a hungry user, that is me, who comes in and says, my Chef AI agent, I'm hungry and I'm missing mom. Okay, can you help me? It says, yes, I have a perfect thing for you, because it knows that it has this mother's MCP server. So with because of this whole initialization, so it just provides that, okay, it calls mother's MCP server uh, with the tool name. So this is like a execution or call. So right now, this was the tool list which was happening before there was the initialize request. Now what is happening is the tool call is happening. So once it will call the biryani recipe, means it will says that I want to do a tool call, and this is the tool that I want to call. Okay. So the mother server will say, okay, that's fine. Here is the content, or it will execute. So here mother server is executing the call and then providing the response. So the response is basically mom's biryani recipe. Okay, so whatever authentic recipe was there, it is providing that, and then the Chef AI agent is going to massage it and provide the response in a proper manner, and the user has a good mom recipe. Okay, so this is the whole user part. Now, again, the user part is done. Suppose in the mother's MCP server, mother decided to add one more recipe. Okay, mother says that I have added a pizza recipe. So as soon as the pizza recipe gets added to mother's MCP server, it sends an alert notification, because the chef said in the capabilities over here that it has a notification capability or elicitation capability. So now it can send. So these are server capabilities, and client capabilities are elicitation or a notification. There is a few others. You can check it. Sorry for that. Yeah. So, and as soon as the new notification comes, so it doesn't respond anything. It doesn't provide any response. What it does, the agent understand that a new tool has come. I have only the list of two tools. What I'll do, I'll refresh the tool list. So it is refreshing over here. Sorry, it is refreshing the tool list over here, and then it adds the new tool list is pasta, biryani, and pizza. All of that. Okay. So this is basically all the message exchanges that happens when in the MCP lifecycle. There are, as I said, there are multiple other things which are happening, like for prompts, resources, and there are multiple other client recipes as well. Capabilities. But you have to be means these are not something that is very common. This is the more common things that gets implemented. Okay. If you have any questions and if you want me to clarify more with an example, please drop a comment. Okay. Now, the next part is the demo part that I've already shown. One thing I want to add was the authorization. So there are multiple authorization ways. One is, so it supports auth, basic auth, and API key. So MCP supports all of that. You can use any one of them. To a basic auth is the easiest one, where you just have to provide the username and password. API key and again username, everything is included uh, in the configuration document. Okay, so the configuration document that I showed you earlier, you have to provide all the details over there only. Okay, yeah. So that is all for the deep dive. Let me know if you have any questions.